USCCA gets unprecedented access to some of the firearms industry's coolest locations. In this episode of USCCA Insider, we're going to the Sig Sauer Optics factory just outside Portland, Oregon. We'll talk to the folks there who are making great optics. And a quick reminder, stick around until the end. We have some great free resources every responsible gun owner needs.
If you go back 10, 20, 30 years ago, optics was kind of machined aluminum and glass kind of discussion. When we started this division up, there's kind of a trend to shift more to electronic technologies. And we decided that, that's the reason why this division is called Electro Optics, is that if you mix in some of electronics capabilities, you can kind of fundamentally change the game from traditional optics, whether it's a rangefinder or a red dot sight or a rifle scope, whatever it is. We try to mix in enough electronics in feature sets that changes the game. So that's kind of what started us off. We have to build kind of SIG quality gear, and we try to focus on electro-optic integration. Yeah, so we started off with, I think, 5 guys in rented office space about 30 miles from here, 20 miles from here. We have 150 now, and we're in a 35,000 square foot building that we've outgrown. Hopefully we'll be over 200 employees by the end of the year, and we've got to find a new building. The growth, I'd say, initially came from rangefinders. We really had a lot of technology around rangefinders that allowed them to range faster and further and do things the other product wouldn't do. So we took a lot of growth there initially. But then I think if you kind of reel it back and we have a lot of strength in the company for everything that's kind of AR and pistol related, obviously. And so looking at red dot sights and trying to get ARs and pistols maybe to the same point that bolt guns got to 50 years ago. Like, you don't see very many guys with bolt guns shooting with iron sights, right? They all have a rifle scope or a red dot sight or what have you, but pistols were still primarily iron sights.
The Romeo Zero was designed from the ground up to be made on an automated assembly line. Basically what that allows us to do is to control quality very closely and offer all of these amazing features at an assembled in the USA package at a price that's just above a set of traditional tritium iron sights. So great value in a very high quality optic that is assembled in the USA, made on an automated assembly line, and that can fit on pretty much any micro compact pistol that is cut for an optic.
The Romeo II, the quality of where it's at and the demand from the cleanliness of the product, we build in a clean room. So we use an ISO 6 clean room to manufacture the Romeo II optic. There's a lot of finite skills needed for the assembly on the Romeo II. It's a very advanced optic, very detailed parts, high precision parts. So having that value of the person on the line, the operator that's very skillful and trained, just has the ability to build that product with the utmost precision and verification as it's built.
So we have, I'd say, a pretty broad selection of product. If you said, what are the top 3? Red dots are number 1. We've been the number 1 brand of red dots in the US for the last 2 years running, meaning that we sell more red dots than any other brand in the market by a big margin. And partly that's because of the quality, and partly it's because of the selection. We have a lot of people have 1 or 2 open reflex sights for pistols, and we probably have a dozen. And closed red dots for ARs, they might have 2 or 3, we have 15. So we have a really big selection of product.
Some of you might be asking the question, what's the difference between made in the USA and assembled in the USA? Well, it's really just a technicality. What matters is the quality of the product you're getting. Understand that everything is assembled right there in Oregon, but the pieces might come from somewhere else.
To me, I guess what really matters is what type of product the customer's getting, and is it good quality? And I think if you invest heavily in R&D, in engineering, in driving innovation and tech on the front end with our team, and if you own the final assembly and quality control on the back end when that product gets ready to be built up and go to market, the stuff in between, like If we can get it domestically, we definitely try for that, but sometimes you've got to go overseas, either because that's where the quality is or that's where the availability of goods are, okay? And then take all that stuff and throw it out the window, because the last 12 to 24 months with a global pandemic, wherever you thought you were getting your parts may have changed, and you got to go to plan B or C or D, and so it's a constantly changing landscape. But what doesn't change is we own the design, we are building the part, we are inspecting all of them to our spec for performance and for quality.
As promised, we've got some free information on concealed carry reciprocity, self-defense, and the training you need to keep you and your family safe. Click the link down in the description. It's absolutely free and packed with great life-saving information that every responsible gun owner needs. If you like videos like this, remember to subscribe to this channel. We'll talk about guns, ammo, training, and so much more. So click the notification bell and we'll let you know every time we come out with a new video. I'm Kevin Michalowski, Director of Content for the U.S. Concealed Carry Association. Until next time, stay safe.